Has anybody ever just nudged you in a direction that you probably should have done a long time ago or should be doing, but you needed somebody to maybe give you a little push to go ahead and do that? Well, I've found myself in, that situation many times, and I think it's very helpful for people to get a nudge every now and then. And the reason why I bring this up is because I just did a presentation up at a school in San Francisco, and after the presentation, one of the teachers came up to me with one of her colleagues and was like, man, I've been meaning to like add more movement into my life, and this is going to be a perfect way to do that. And so it really made me stop and pause, because I want to give people, or Flybodies in general wants to give people access to those little nudges that people tend to need in order to do something that you should be doing, but maybe not have a reason to do those. And I feel like those our nudges are all over our lives. I'll give you a couple examples for me in my life. This is kind of a small example. When I was at the Air Force Academy in basic training, I was at the prep school, and my older brother was running prep school basic, and I was about to do the ropes course, and I'm, not the fondest of heights. And he like climbed up the big ladder, essentially like this structure, and jumped off it was a zip line, and he jumped off the zip line with me. And to be honest, like I probably would have done it, but like it was definitely something where they said you didn't have to do it. And so he was like, I'll do it with you. I know, you're afraid of heights and stuff. So he nudged me into doing that. And I was like so glad that I did it, because obviously I'm like 18 years old and I want to look cool in front of my friends and stuff. So that was the first one. The next one, starting Flybodies, my younger brother is the one who kind of asked me to help him lose weight and get in better shape. And I had never really helped a lot of people to do that, because I never wanted to like push my thoughts and ideas onto people if they didn't want to do it. But it was awesome, because when he asked me to help him, it gave me the opportunity to kind of spread my wings when it comes to helping people lose weight, and my ideas to see what would work and what didn't work. And so, what is it? Like 7 years later, here we are, and it's going really well. Flybodies is awesome. And I helped him lose like 75 pounds, and he got in really good shape. And if he hadn't nudged me to help him, I don't know if we would be here right now, right? Or I don't know if I'd have, started Flybodies with him. And then the last one is literally last night, I was asked by my younger brother to film the football game that they were playing. And another assistant coach was supposed to go up on this building with me to film, and I was actually going to help him call plays and stuff. And there was this giant ladder again, that there was like no net, no like, harness or anything like that. And both of us, literally, he turns to me and he was like, dude, I am deathly afraid of heights. And he's probably like 10 years, maybe, 10 years younger than I am. And I was like, dude, I'm not the fondest of heights either. And he was like, all right, well, we got to do this. Do we want to tell Jordan that we don't want to do it? And I was like, no, let's go do it. And I was like trying to jack myself up to do it. But like, even him, I was about to climb up. I climbed up and I was like, this is so stupid. But he was like, dude, I'm coming up after you. And I know I'm kind of rambling, but like he was the one who nudged me to go up on the top of the building and do it. And so like, I think in our lives, we sometimes just need that little nudge, especially in the wellness department, to try a different workout, try, doing a mileage challenge to get some more movement during the day. And those little nudges help us on a pathway that could potentially like change our lives forever. Not every nudge is going to be a great nudge. By the way, there's a really good book. And the reason why I'm saying nudge is because there's a good book called Nudge by Richard Thaler and then Cass Sunstein. And that book has so many cool little psychological things about human behavior and why we tend to do things and all these other stuff, all these really, really cool things that you don't really think of, or that are nudging you in certain directions. But that's what I wanted to talk about, is if you need some type of nudge in the wellness department, obviously we are here to help you, and just try something new in that area. If it's something that you have been struggling with, or even if maybe something with your family or something at work, maybe you need to try something new that you haven't had the ability to, or haven't had the gumption to do. But yeah, sometimes we all need a little nudge, and I recognize that. And so I think it's super helpful, going full circle back to this woman who said, man, I really needed this mileage challenge to get me moving more. And it really, really put in perspective that some people just need something to push them to do something. So that's all I got. I appreciate you guys watching this, and let me know if there's any times in your life that you've been nudged in the right direction. Get after it.